Guys, I'm so glad we got a shit spreader. Like, you can literally tell where we spread manure, or where I manually was scooping it off the trailer. Like, do you see these higher growing spots? Like, you can just tell that that's where we drove the tractor straight up, and I was scraping it off the back. So yeah, that should get a little more even with a shit spreader. Good morning, guys. I am just checking up on the cows and walking along my berry field. I've been up here like in the afternoons almost every day this week, but we're like the grass is just jumping. So this always happens in like the spring, early summer, where like everything needs to get planted and it starts getting busier. So I'm just trying to get like everything mulched in the berry field so that I can like get a handle on the grass before it's just like out of control. So anyway, we got a whole pallet of the peat moss that I'm gonna mulch the blueberries with later today, and I have to continue mowing. The grass is just so tall already that like it's kind of hard for me to even see every raspberry plant, and I have more raspberries, more blueberries, and more blackberries to plant. So I just need to get everything mowed and mulched so I can see what I'm doing. And I just figured I would show you this field because I think it's so funny that you can literally see where we put manure. But yeah, last night we had 29 degrees. That's not good. Do you know how many people have been planting and all the blossoms that have been out? It's like honestly really concerning. I'm not really sure what to think because the apple blossoms were beautiful, and I'm worried that like last year we had no apples on the trees, and I really hope that this kind of frost on the 3rd week of May is not what caused that. But the asparagus too just keeps wanting to grow and then keeps freezing, and that's making me sad. And the lilacs, I hope the lilacs are okay. We'll just have to see, like time will tell later today, and we'll see how everything looks. But like 29, are you kidding? There was like a heavy frost this morning. But I think I can get my seeds in the ground for the garden and the herbs and all that, because it looks like beginning of next week is like no more cold nights, like nothing below 40s pretty much. So even then it will take a little while for all the seeds to germinate, and I think we'll be in the clear. I actually can't believe next weekend is Memorial Day weekend already. That's when everything starts getting really busy. So in the next like 10 days we'll be trying to get all the planting in and stuff. And yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have had a nice week. I know I haven't been here in a little bit. It's just like, I'm just gonna put you in the car for a sec because I keep squinting. I'm kind of parked on a hill, so I don't know if I can get this very straight, but yeah, I just wanted to stop squinting for a second. Anyway, sorry I haven't picked up the camera in like a week. I feel like I've been a little bit overwhelmed. This weekend, the weekend before Memorial Day, is Eric's birthday. I feel like everyone's birthday just falls in the spring or something. I feel like I've been constantly celebrating, which is fine. I love it. But again, I'm like trying to get some good gifts together, and I'm making him a cake and all this stuff. And I try not to let it overwhelm me. I just feel like it takes a lot of my energy, and I want to do these things. At the same time, I'm trying to get the deck power washed, I'm trying to keep the lawn mowed, I'm trying to get all my plants planted, I'm trying to make all the products, the ordering, it's just like, it's a lot. So anyway, I didn't want to film all this stuff and then have it be like, I didn't even get around to editing it, but I feel like I got my shit together a little bit this week. And I really want to show you guys the berry field because I know that I loved updating you on it last year. And the plants are looking good. I'm excited for that. Hopefully also all the blueberry blossoms are fine. Time will tell. I have a couple other things to do today. Since it was so cold this morning, like it is warming up pretty fast. It's supposed to be like 60-ish today. But I usually don't get up to the berry field until the afternoon because I just have like other projects to do. So like this morning, I need to make candles. We make our own maple scented candles, so I can never put my hair in a clip, but I think we're gonna try it. I can't even see myself. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna make candles this morning. We make our own maple scented candles, and I just did the animals. The pigs are getting so big already. Well, some of them are. There's like a couple that are like much, they must be from different litters. I don't know. Some of them are just so much bigger than others, it seems, or growing so much faster. I don't know. But I just took care of the animals, and I have a couple orders to do and make candles, and then hopefully be outside for the afternoon. That's my plan, but I just wanted to take you guys along with me, so let's get back down off the hill so I can get some stuff done inside. Can you guys remind me to bring gas up for my mower, because yesterday when I was mowing I ran out of gas, so I had to leave it in the middle of the field. Thanks. Mom's having ramp butter on toast with an egg. Yum. Okay, I'm starting off with my candles. I lay out all my tins, and then these are the wicks. So these get super glued, no, hot glued, to the base of the tin. And then I'm heating up wax right now. So I heat up the wax, and then there's like specific degrees that you bring it to for when you add the color and for when you add scent. So here's my wax pot. I honestly wish that I committed to a larger pot, because now that this is my like wax covered pot, it's the one that I keep using. But the rate at which the candles sell, I wish that I had a bigger pot to melt wax in, which is like, I just don't get a new pot. I just use the same wax pot. So anyway, I'm doing 2 batches, I think, of wax melting, because that's actually all that I have. So I order all the stuff from the same company, and yeah, I melt the wax down, color and flavor it, and then fill them myself. So I'll show you guys a few more clips of that, but just thought I'd explain the process real quick. These wicks are obviously way too long, so after I glue them in, I have these like wire tie contraptions that hold the wick up but also in the middle, and then I just like trim it off, and I leave this holding the wick until after I pour the wax, so that like the wick stays in the center while it's hardening. So once the wax comes up to a certain temperature and I add the color, I have to then wait for it to come back down in temperature. So while I'm waiting for the wax to drop, I'm going to label some cotton candies. Speaking of Memorial Day, we have these fun red, white, and blue labels. So I'm gonna slap these on, I think, because yeah, that's coming up real soon. Okay, so the wax is cooled to temperature, so I'm gonna pour it into the candles. It is definitely warming up outside. I'm just running over to the post office because I have these 2 things to ship for Poshmark. I'm like kind of obsessed with Poshmark. It's so on-farm related to even tell you guys, but I'm like, I can't take the time to go shopping, and sometimes I like to get new stuff. So when I sell stuff on Poshmark, I just like leave the whole balance on there, and then I can like just shop on my phone sometimes. Whatever. It's like thrifting. Anyway, I gotta run to the post office and then maybe stop and get an energy drink, and then we're heading up to the field. It's like fully blue skies right now, so I'm gonna take you guys up to the berry field with me. I finished most of my indoor stuff, candles, labels, orders. Mom's finishing up her ramp chowder, and then we're heading up there. So yeah, it turned into a gorgeous day. So I left these 3 bales of peat moss off of the pallet that we brought up to the field, just because the raised beds that I think I mentioned to you guys, we're gonna put big old tractor tires as like raised beds, in the back by the herb garden, so that we have a little more room to grow herbs. And I just want to, like, this is part of the filler that I'm gonna add to some potting soil and stuff. But yeah, this is hard to do with one hand. This happened more in the winter, but I feel like in the winter, and even sometimes like all year, like my friends will be like, what do you do all day? And I'm just like, I'm so tired. I'm like, I feel like I have more than I can do. Like I pretty much, when I get a lot of projects going, I even like ignore like most of our social media. Like I feel like I never get around to the Instagram, and I don't know, I could just do so much more, but like there's just only so much time in the day, and I only have so much energy to be able to get up and do it again the next day. So I'm definitely not doing nothing all day, although it looks like I'm doing nothing right now. We're just getting ready to go up on the hill. So Mom's got her hat on and she's all ready. So let's head up to the berry field. Okay, so here's my blueberry rows. We have weeded and mowed all around. This is my pallet of peat moss. So I'm about to commence the mulching. Unfortunately, Sam took the gator to his house, so I will be carrying the individual bales of peat moss down the rows by myself, but that's okay. It's nice out. So before I mulch, I have this 50-pound bag of fertilizer, so I'm gonna go fertilize each plant. I'm just taking cupfuls and spreading it out between a few plants, but basically this is like, I guess, acid, so you want to put it at the drip line of the plant so that it doesn't actually touch the stalk, but still gets absorbed through the roots. Like, how much should I mulch? Well, I was talking to this guy at breakfast, shout out to Dan if you're watching this, who loves to like set it and forget it. Like he mulches like crazy and doesn't even have to worry about weeds because the mulch just really keeps them at bay. This is obviously a lot of plants and I can only spend so much money on pallets of mulch, but what I'd really like to do, because I know a guy that has like a bunch of wood chips, is to get like borrow Eric's dump trailer and fill it with wood chips, and then spread the wood chips in between each plant, so it's more like keeps the grass down in between them. I mean, one, it would also make it easier for mowing, so I don't have to like mow in a circle around each plant, but it would also just like cover that from overgrowing at that on that side of each plant. So anyway, how much mulch is like, it is good to do it really heavy. I just kind of have to be like somewhat sparing because I need to make sure that it covers all of the blueberries and even some of the raspberries. So I'm like laying it on thick, but I would say I'm covering about like 4 plants per bale. And these are like the 55-pound bales of peat moss, so I don't really know. They have like the cubic feet written on them too, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with. So Mom is marking off a lot of the raspberries that we transplanted last year, and she's transplanting a few others that she feels like are not quite in the row because she wants to make a really clean row. Oh, I'm starting from the back, so I feel like I've done a ton of plants, but like way back here I'm starting just so every time that I have to carry a bale down, it's just a little less far. I think that's a good strategy. I don't even know where today went. It's already 4 o'clock, but our friend Bree is coming Sadly, she has to get rid of her chickens because she has neighbors that don't like them. So she's bringing us some of her chickens. Sorry, I know I have gum in my mouth. She's bringing us some of her chickens and she's bringing them at 5 o'clock. So we have another hour to do this. So I don't know if I'll get totally done, but it looks like tomorrow's going to be beautiful too. So I'll just bring you guys back up here tomorrow if I have to finish then. Okay, I am back up in the field to finish my mulching. It's the next day. Last night, or like day ended kind of like weird. My camera died and then my mower wouldn't turn on, so now the battery is charging, and my mom left the car door open, so the car was dead. Literally everything died last night when we were trying to come off the hill to meet our friend Bree down at the farm. So we had to walk down. It was just funny. We were like, is this like a joke? Anyway, I'm crouching right here because it's so much windier today, like just breezy, so I don't know if this is blocking any of the wind. Hopefully you can hear me, but yeah, I'm about to finish mulching these guys. I was hoping to have my mower for mowing around the rest of like the blackberries and the raspberries and everything today, but it's not up and running yet, so I just have to stick to mulching and putting in some new plants, and then I'll bring up probably 5-gallon pails of water, because once I get the plants in the ground, I'm definitely going to want to water them in. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. We haven't had rain in a little while, so we kind of need some, but I'm going to bring up water regardless. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm not quite through half of these bags, but I'm hoping that I can stretch the peat moss into the raspberries and such for mulching. So let's get back to it. I'm honestly a little bit sore. I tried carrying it bales on both sides and just felt stronger on my right, obviously. So and then I went to the gym last night, so now I'm just a little bit stiff, but it's all right. It's a beautiful day. Okay, they're all mulched. Oh my god, this might be obvious. You could probably see it on my face, but it is so windy and the peat moss is very fluffy. It has just been blowing in my face this whole time, when I'm dumping it out. But this is what's left of my pallet, just down to the bottom row. So they're all mulched, and now we're gonna put in some filler blueberry plants that we ordered, just because there's some bigger gaps, and we want to make sure they're in solid rows and close enough to each other. So that's what we're doing right now. And yeah, I'm just glad the mulching is over with. I had enough dirt ingested for one day. Ugh, I just hate the wind. I honestly hate the wind. I hate to be negative, but I can't feel the sun when it's windy, and all I want to do is feel the sun. And I also just don't like when my hair is in my mouth. Anyway, almost wrapped up for the day. It's 4:45, so we're just gonna get these plants in the ground and watered, and then head back down to do chores. Good morning. I just realized I didn't really end off the video yesterday, but maybe I meant to. But anyway, it's Eric's birthday today. Very exciting. Him and his dad, though, are doing some work on our house, so they're pretty much gonna be working at it all day. So I came to the farm and we're serving breakfast today, but I'm not really one of the workers today. So I'm out back by our small strawberry / rhubarb bed, and a lot of times when on the weekends when customers are here, they like to take a little walk around the farm. So I'm just weeding this out a little bit. This is just some of our rhubarb plants. We actually have a ton over by the deck. Other beds are full of strawberries that seem to be doing pretty well. Bumblebee. So I'm just weeding them out a little bit so that they look a little bit better, because when customers come, they kind of do a little bit of a self-guided tour and have a little walk around the property. So I'm just doing that for a couple minutes, and this is actually the same spot where we want to put the tires for more raised beds, because we have more strawberries to plant that I ordered along with the other berries that we just planted up on the hill, and we want to expand the herb garden. So This tire is just one of 4 that I'm gonna put in this spot right next to these raised beds and next to the other herb garden. So it'll be like sort of a L shape of raised beds. Really need to mow, aka I need my dad to mow. I don't have every single tire here yet, and I kind of want to wait to like set any of them up until I have all of them, which should be like really soon because I'm trying to get all my planting done in the next week-ish. But I think I'm going to save that project for another video. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you, friends, so much for coming back and watching another video. If you're brand new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon for the next one.